Welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. We back in the house. DU fan, we're shaking with you. What's up? It's been a little minute. I let things simmer down, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to watch all the weekend games, bro. These games was epic. All right, absolute epic. Game after game after game. We had some close finishes. Some of the craziest games I've ever seen in the playoffs weekend, period, bro. Like all 4 games down to the wire. It was on point, but it told me something. And this video is inspired by what it told me. And it might not be good. I anticipate this is going to be one of my most controversial videos yet. And that I will probably lose as many subscribers as I gain. All right? And I don't care. Okay? I don't care at this point. I just got to get out the truth and my opinion. Okay? I got to do that. I have to. All right? Before we go there, as you can see, I got on my hoodie. All right? And I've had this hoodie for a while, but I never wore it on the channel because it don't be that cold in Florida. Well, right now, it's in the 50s in Florida, and I'm in Central Florida. It's a little colder, so I got on my hoodie. And inside, I got the heat on. You know what I'm saying? It's a little cool in here. So I got my hoodie on, all right? Now, I'm going to put up some pictures in a little bit. And the pictures will be right here. You'll be able to see them shortly. I got some new merch that just hit the website. I got a little windbreaker, and I got a long sleeve T-shirt, Dolphins United, all right? New little design on the United, as you see, the UTD with the period, with the symbol as the period. All right, a little different touch. If you liking it, if you digging that, please go to the website description. In the description below is the link. Click on that, and if you put in fins up all caps, you'll get 10% off your purchase. All right, so you'll see it right here. All right, it'll still be up right now. You'll see that, and then you can go there. You can get the windbreaker, or you can get, by the way, you got to get 2 items to get the 10%. You got to get 2 items to get the 10% off. You can get the windbreaker. You can get the long sleeve. You can get one of each. You know what I'm saying? Or you can get whatever else you like on the website. You can get one of these fly hoodies as well. These hoodies, these ain't flimsy hoodies. You put this hoodie on, you go outside, it's going to protect you from the elements. And I'm being honest with you. I put work into what I do. All right, I make sure I get good hoodies. It's going to fade. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to wash it and it ain't going to fade after a couple washes. Let's be serious. It ain't a $200 hoodie. All right, it is going to fade a little bit. Your shirt's going to fade a little bit, but it's still quality. All right, it doesn't mean it's not quality because it faded a little bit. Actually, it gives a little character. All right, but anyway, let's move on with the video. All right, let's get into why you guys are here, why you guys clicked on the video. It's because we're talking about Tua and his career. All right, now let's go ahead and go back a little bit because a lot of y'all are new, and I appreciate all my new subscribers, all the people that have come on to rock with DU Nation. All right, we all here, we all in it together. Dolphins United is it's all of us encompassing. All right, that's how we do this channel. It ain't just me. I just represent all of y'all. All right, and all of y'all represent me. You know, whatever. All right. So for all you new people, I'm gonna give you a little background. All right, because y'all know I've been rocking with Tua for a minute. Okay. Love Tua, and a lot of y'all after last year, not this past season, but after the 2020 season. Okay, a lot of y'all were saying Tua's a bust. Tua's a bust. Tua's a bust. Tua's this and that. And I'm like, yo, my mans, calm that down. Hold off on that thought. Yo, you know what I'm saying? How long you need to see before you can tell me how you really feel about Tua? I said, look, I got to give Tua at least 1 more year. All right, I got to see Tua for 1 more year before I start trying to figure out what Tua is. All right, that's why I told y'all. And I said, give me another year. After I see him another year, then we can start putting some labels out there, and I'll start letting y'all know how I feel. Now, y'all might have forgot what I said, but I ain't forget what I said. All right, I'm a man of my word. I'm here to give you that video right now on how I feel about this man right here, right now, okay? After that year has passed, how does DP me feel about Tua Tagovailoa? Now, by the way, his name is Tua Tagovailoa, all right? Not Tua Tagovailoa or anything like that. Tua Tagovailoa. All right, I'm going to let you know how I feel about that, and that's just a little dig at TD, because TD always say his last name wrong. But, you know, does he really need to say it right? That's a little preference. All right, now let's get into the numbers real quick. Tua, all right, for the year. 18th in QBR, okay? 19th in passer rating, all right? Now, QBR is 0 to 100, and passer rating is 0 to 158.3, okay? QBR is ESPN's version. They incorporate running, and they do it a little different, okay? In that one, Tua was 18th. In passer rating, he was 19th, okay? And in PFF, all right, some people's favorites, he was 24th, all right? He was 24th. If you add those up together, divided by 3 to get your average, all right, your mean, he is the 20th .33333 best quarterback in the league. That's the numbers, okay? Now, does that mean that he didn't do some things okay? No, it doesn't, all right? He was 7th in completion with a 67.8. That's not bad. It's not great where it was earlier in the year before the last few games, but it's not bad. And that's pretty much his better area. And then sacks, he had 20 sacks on the season. He had the same amount of sacks as Brissett had, which that's not great, okay, because I think Brissett played less games than he did. So that's not great. And, you know, it was still toward the better. You know, it was on the better half of things as far as sacks is concerned. And then sack rate was pretty low as well. Those are some of the things he did well, okay? Things he didn't do so well was obviously points per game was really low. Yards per game was low. Yards per attempt was really low. All right, it was at 6.8. It's ranked 26 in the league. All right, and that's one of the ones that I really care about. Yards per game, that's one to care about, but I don't really care as much as I do about yards per attempt, which was 6.8, which was tied with Josh Allen, okay? It was tied with Josh Allen. So Josh Allen's yards per attempt wasn't that great either, all right? They both had a 6.8. But Tua is not Josh Allen, okay? Furthermore, out of all the guys topped in the QBR, in the top 16, 12 of the top 16 QBR ranked quarterbacks in the league made the playoffs. 12, all right? Now we know 14 teams make the playoffs. 12 of the top 16 made the playoffs, and number 16 was Mac Jones, a rookie, okay? A rookie. Even Garoppolo, who is not a great quarterback, was in that top 16, all right, of quarterbacks. What am I saying all this to say? I'm saying all this to say, numbers-wise, Tua is not a great quarterback, all right? Tua is an average at best quarterback, numbers-wise, all right? Numbers-wise, that's what Tua is. Can we all stop, all right? Offensive line, wide receivers, coaching, whatever you want to say, all right, was the issue with why Tua is where he is. The fact of the matter is, Tua is the 20th by average best quarterback in the league, and that's just simply not going to cut it in the NFL if you want to make the playoffs. That's just to make the playoffs. That's not going to cut it whatsoever. You've got to at least be in the top 16 as far as this year is concerned. And it took a rookie to be at 16 to do it, to be in the playoffs. Okay? To be in the playoffs. You got to at least be at that 16 mark. All right. Now, some people will say, well, in QBR, Tua was 8th before the Saints game. You're absolutely correct. You're right. Tua was 8th in the league in QBR before that Saints game. But the last 3 games had brought Tua from an 8 all the way down to an 18. He dropped 10 spots in 3 games because he played poorly in the last 3 games for the most part. That is the problem, and that is the reason why about half of the fan base doesn't like Tua, and while half of the fan base are still clinging on to him. All right? These last 3 games are the reason why half have given up on Tua completely, because he was 8th, all right, which gave the people that believe in Tua a leg up to stand on, and then dropped all the way down to 18th because the last 3 games that he needed to play like a above average quarterback, all right, to prove the doubters wrong, he played like a below average quarterback, all right, and brought himself down to being an average at best quarterback. All right. Now, his rating was a little bit above average going into those last 3 games, but he didn't help himself. So can we stop getting on the people that have given up on Tua? Like Tua ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay. Tua himself played himself out of a top 10 QBR because of his play, because of the way he was playing. Okay? QBR is based on how the quarterback is playing, what the quarterback is contributing to a win or loss, and he, my friends, did not do that. He did not contribute well to any of the wins that we got the last 3 games, all right? He struggled against the Saints. He struggled mightily against the Titans, all right? It's not the only reason we lose, okay? But it's part of the reason why we're losing these games is because Tua's not playing well. And then we get it against the Patriots mainly because special teams and defense got a touchdown. Not special teams, sorry. Defense scored 2 touchdowns, not special teams. Sorry, not special teams in this game. It wasn't because of special teams at all, to be honest. Actually, was it the game? No, sorry. It was. Special teams... I was right. Special teams and defense got touchdowns, all right? Defense actually got 2 touchdowns in that game, and the special teams got 1. That accounts for 21 points, okay? And we won, 33 to whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter at this point. I say all that to say Tua on paper is an average at best quarterback, all right? Don't at me. All right, don't come at my throat about that, because that's the absolute facts. That's the facts. 18th in QBR, 19th in passer rating, 24th in PFF. Pick which one you like. All right, I gave you all 3. Pick whichever one you like. None of them are better than average. None of them. Matter of fact, they're below average. All right, there's 32 starting positions in the league. If you're at 18th, you're average. If you're at 19th, you're below average. Do the math. Actually, sorry, no. 16th is average. My math is off. 16th is average. You're below average no matter how you look at it. In the league, you're below average. Tua is a below average quarterback. That's on paper. All right. And I'm drilling this because I need you guys to understand that's what Tua is right now. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with his potential and what he could be. All right. Which is why I wanted to wait a whole nother year, because I wanted to see if there was potential in what Tua could be. All right. Because just because you have a poor QBR doesn't necessarily mean you're a poor quarterback. All right, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that, hey, you just had a bad year. Sometimes it's interceptions and things just don't go your way. All right, things just don't go your way. Peyton Manning's rookie year, he threw 28 interceptions. Just a bad year. All right, it doesn't mean he was going to be a bust. Had nothing to do with that. How do I feel about Tua after watching him another year? All right, that's what we're getting to. I know what the numbers say. He's an average at best quarterback. But how do I feel about Tua moving forward? And this is where I might lose some of you. All right. Tua, in my opinion, is an average quarterback. Tua is not a bust, in my opinion. Tua is not a verging on being great quarterback. Tua is an average quarterback. Here's my problem. Some of you might say, well, average isn't that bad. No. Here's the problem I have. Average in this NFL, today's NFL, won't win you any playoff games. I just watched quarterbacks win football games, okay? And quarterbacks lead their teams down the field to potentially winning football games. And it took Herculean efforts for Mahomes to win and for Stafford to win a football game. Tua, as presently constructed, all right, the way he is right now, could not do that. Tua himself could not win us any of those football games that we saw outside of the Jimmy Garoppolo, Aaron Rodgers matchup. That game would have been perfect for him, all right, because Garoppolo didn't have to do much to win that game. And even Garoppolo was efficient this season, okay, overall. He was the only quarterback that didn't need to do much to win a football game in the playoffs. That is going to be a problem if you have an average at best quarterback. Tua, to me right now, looks like an average quarterback, and you can't win in the playoffs with an average quarterback, plain and simple. The only way you win in the playoffs with an average quarterback is if you have an average quarterback and a top-tier defense, offensive line, and running game. You have to have all three. Top-tier defense, beast running game, and a beast offensive line. If you don't have all three of those, you're not going to win in the playoffs with an average quarterback. You're not going to. It's not going to happen. And when I say average quarterback, honestly, let's not even say average quarterback, all right? That's kind of off. The only way you're going to win in the playoffs is with an above average quarterback, because that's what Jimmy Garoppolo is. And that's what everybody but Mac Jones is, all right? And he didn't win in the playoffs, by the way. In order to win in the playoffs, you have to have an above average quarterback. That means that you've got to at least be 14 and up, all right? 14 and up. If 16 is average, one spot above that is still average. One spot below that is still average. Anything above and below those are above average or below average, in my opinion. All right, 16 isn't the only average. 15 and 17 are average, and then 18 is below. 14 is above, all right? You with me? That's how I feel. 14 and above, that's QBR, all right? Or average out the three if you want. Have to be above average. If you're not an above average quarterback, forget about winning in the playoffs. And that's only if you have great running, offensive line, and you have a great defense. All right? Now, if you have an upper echelon quarterback, all right, you get into that 10 and 8 and up quarterback where they're just great, you're going to win with an average defense. Decent running game. All right? You can win. Decent offensive line. You can win. I just watched Joe Burrow, who is a top-tier quarterback at this point, get 9 sacks, and still throw for 340 yards. He was sacked 9 times and still threw for 340 some yards and won the game. That's what we need, okay? You can have an average defense. You can have no offensive line whatsoever. And you still win a game because you got that dude on your squad. Here's the problem. Tua hasn't proven that he can even be close to that dude this year. Tua's teammates, all right, not all of them, but some of them have already said Tua is not that dude. Tua himself has proven so far he's not that dude. All right? Does that mean that Tua can't eventually be that dude? No. But Tua right now is an average quarterback. That's not going to cut it. So how do we move forward? Okay? How do we move forward? Because I put a lot on y'all, all right? And I understand it's a lot to digest. And I know that some would have counted me in Tuanon, right? And I know that card has been revoked by now, all right? By, I don't know, we're probably 20-some minutes in. By now, that card has been revoked, all right? I am no longer a card-carrying member of Tuanon if I ever was one in the first place. By now, you're also starting to realize that I'm a matter-of-fact person, all right? I'm not going to sit here and be oblivious to what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing an average quarterback in Tua. Yes, he makes some great plays. I'm not going to act like Tua sucks either, all right? He doesn't suck. He's average, all right? Now, the guys that keep saying Tua sucks, that's unfair because Tua did make some nice plays this year. If he sucked, he wouldn't have made nice plays. Now, I'm not talking about Tua made, a right clock is right, broken clock is right twice a year type plays. No, he made nice plays. Let's call it what it is. He's an average quarterback. That means that sometimes he made great plays and sometimes he made absolute stupid plays. All right? It was pretty much 50-50, but he gave you the good, but he also gave you the bad. All right? We're not talking about a just bad quarterback. That's a guy that sucks. All right? A guy that didn't give you anything good for most of the year. That's a guy that sucks. Tua wasn't that guy. All right? He wasn't. Sometimes he did what he needed to do, and sometimes he absolutely didn't. And it came to at the end of the year when we needed him to do what he needed to do, he ain't do it. All right? He ain't do it. So he's a below average quarterback. That's what he is. But he's not a bust. All right? A bust is a guy that he doesn't give you anything. All right? He doesn't give you anything. Jamarcus Russell, that was a bust. The guy came in, he didn't give you anything. Dwayne Haskins, that's a bust. The guy came in, he didn't give you anything at all. Tua is average. All right? It's not good enough. No, we don't want average, but he ain't a bust. All right? So everybody, they need to stop with that too. Talking about calling Tua trash, putting out his lowlights. Put out some of his highlights too. He'll look like a great quarterback. Plain and simple. Y'all are nitpicking. I'm not here to nitpick. I'm not. He's an average quarterback. It ain't good enough. We need better than that. We deserve better than that. I'm not settling for that. What we going to do moving forward? Well, for one, you can't guarantee him a starting quarterback job next year based on how he played. Now, you can believe in him all you want. I believe in him too. So what? Show me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just because I believe in Tua doesn't mean that he's going to pan out. It doesn't mean that. And just because we believe in the Tua doesn't mean we're oblivious to what he actually is, which is average at best. I still believe he could be great. I still believe that there are factors around him that, didn't work out around him to make him or help him play poorly. That's all true. But you still got to do it. Like I said, opened my eyes on this past weekend when I seen Joe Burrow get sacked 9 times and still throw for 340 some yards and win the game. If he can do that, Tua has no excuse. None. Zero. He has no excuse whatsoever if Joe Burrow can go out there and get sacked 9 times and still lead his team to a playoff win. No excuse for Tua. Tua has to do better. He has to be better. Okay? We can't allow this to go on. They have to bring in competition for Tua next year. Tua can't walk into that job having it. If he's going to get the respect back of the players in the locker room, he's going to have to earn it back. And that's the only way it works. You have to bring in competition. And I'm not talking about bringing in no Jacoby Brissett type dude. You need to bring in a proven guy who's done it already, or an up-and-coming hot guy, see what happens, and you got to draft a rookie. I don't care which rookie it is. Draft one of the rookies, put all 3 of them in the room, and let's see who come out on top. That's the only way this is going to work moving forward. If you guarantee Tua starts next year, we're pretty much going to get about the same thing. Because I don't feel like, and this is just me, that he has the drive to go out there and do it without competition. I just don't. That's not what we've seen. If he was the type of guy that could take what the anonymous guy said to Omar Kelly, if he could take that, take what Flo thought about him, take the Deshaun Watson thing, bottle it up, put it inside here, and say, you know what, I'm going to prove all them wrong next year. If I felt like he could do that, I wouldn't say bring in competition, because I felt like, hey, he's got all the bulletin board material he needs, but he just ain't that dude. So you're going to have to cultivate it out of him. You're going to have to bring competition in and say, bro, if you want this job, you're going to earn it. And then let's see if he rises to the top. If he rises to the top, cool. And he still falls flat on his face, we know he can't take the pressure. Good riddance. I'll holler at you. I'll take this jersey down. We'll move on. Some of y'all say, hey, well, why you got it up now? Because I ain't ready to give up on my guy just yet. I'm not ready to give up on him just yet. I'm ready to give him one more shot. All right? Now, he needs competition. He needs to earn it. He can't just go in there with the starting spot. He got to earn it. But I'm willing to give him a chance. Prove us wrong, bro. Prove us wrong, because right now you're average at best, and your career looks like you're going to be an average at best quarterback. You don't have the strong arm. Your pocket presence needs a little bit of work. Your trigger definitely needs work, meaning when you see it, you don't throw it, you're hesitant. You need to have a faster trigger. You need to scan the field better. You got a lot of work to do, bro. You got a lot of work to do. Accuracy, footwork, you got a lot of work to do. In order for you to be a above average quarterback, you don't need to have a stronger arm. I seen you throw 50 yards in the air. That's all you need to do is throw 50 yards in the air. You're good. You've got to be able to make the plays that are there and make plays that aren't there. And that's a problem that you have right now, Tua. If you ever watch this video, learn to make plays off script, to throw different angles, and to see over that line of scrimmage somehow, some way. Talk to Drew Brees, do what you got to do. And I've said that before. Because I believe you can be not an upper echelon quarterback necessarily, but an above average quarterback that can win playoff games and get to a Super Bowl. Because we're watching Jimmy Garoppolo do it. Everything else has to be perfect around him. But it can be done. I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. Love all of y'all. This is a long video, I understand. But please, stick around. I can't say stick around because you pretty much watched it all. And if you know me, I don't edit, so we leaving that in. I'll holler at y'all in the next one.